The moonless night draped the sea in an inky shroud, swallowing any semblance of light that dared to trespass upon its domain. The fishing trawler, the Meridian, cut through the black waters with a low hum, its hull slicing through the waves like a ghost through the mist. Captain Thomas stood at the helm, his weathered hands gripping the wheel tightly as he scanned the desolate horizon. A chill wind whispered through the rigging, carrying with it a sense of foreboding that seemed to seep into the very bones of the crew. They moved about their tasks with hushed voices and wary glances, each one acutely aware of the eerie atmosphere that surrounded them. As the night wore on, strange occurrences began to unfold. Shadows danced along the deck, their movements fluid and unnatural. Faint whispers echoed from the depths below, beckoning the crew towards the yawning abyss. And then, the sightings began. It started with fleeting glimpses out of the corner of their eyes, a figure standing at the edge of the deck, its features obscured by darkness. But as the night progressed, the apparition grew bolder, its presence more palpable. Sarah, the youngest member of the crew, was the first to encounter the specter face to face. She had been below deck, mending a torn net, when she felt a chill run down her spine. Slowly, she turned to see a figure standing in the shadows, its form shimmering like a mirage. "Who's there?" she called out, her voice trembling with fear. But the figure remained silent, its eyes fixed upon her with an intensity that sent shivers down her spine. Without another word, Sarah fled from the depths of the ship, her heart pounding in her chest. "We cannot outrun this curse," he told them, his words ringing out across the deck. "But we can face it head on. We must rid the Meridian of this evil once and for all." And so, armed with nothing but their courage and determination, the crew set out to confront the spirit that haunted their ship. They searched every nook and cranny, every shadowy corner where the ghostly presence lurked. And then, they found it. A swirling vortex of darkness that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. With a cry of defiance, Captain Thomas and his crew hurled the cursed relic into the depths below, watching as it disappeared beneath the waves. For a moment, all was still. And then, with a deafening roar, the spirit surged forth, its form twisted and contorted with rage. But as it reached out to claim its final victims, something miraculous happened. A blinding light filled the night sky, banishing the darkness and sending the spirit shrieking back into the abyss. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the Meridian sailed on, its crew safe and sound once more. But though they had escaped with their lives, the memory of that fateful night would haunt them forevermore. For they knew that out there, somewhere in the depths of the ocean, the spirit of the Meridian still lingered, waiting to claim its next unsuspecting victim. Word spread quickly among the crew, each member sharing their own encounters with the ghostly presence that haunted the Meridian. Some claimed to have heard the mournful wails of a woman drifting across the waves, while others swore they saw the apparition walking the decks in the dead of night. Captain Thomas, ever the skeptic, dismissed their stories as mere superstition, but deep down he couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at his insides. And as the night wore on, his skepticism would be put to the ultimate test. It was well past midnight when the crew made a chilling discovery. Tucked away in a forgotten corner of the ship, hidden beneath a tattered tarpaulin, lay an old, weathered journal. Its pages were yellowed with age, the ink faded and smudged. But as Captain Thomas flipped through its contents, he felt a chill run down his spine. The journal belonged to a former captain of the Meridian, a man named Jeremiah Blackwood. In its pages, he chronicled his final voyage, a journey into the heart of a storm that would claim the lives of his entire crew. But it was not the storm that haunted Jeremiah in his final days. It was something far more sinister. According to the journal, the crew of the Meridian had stumbled upon an ancient relic during one of their fishing expeditions, a relic that carried with it a curse so dark and malevolent, it threatened to consume them all. And though Jeremiah had tried to rid the ship of its cursed cargo, it seemed the spirit that dwelled within had other plans. As Captain Thomas read on, he felt a chill run down his spine. For in the final pages of the journal, Jeremiah spoke of a ghostly apparition that haunted his every waking moment, a vengeful spirit hell-bent on claiming the souls of all who dared to sail upon the Meridian. With a sinking feeling in his heart, Captain Thomas knew what he had to do. He gathered the crew together, his voice steady despite the fear that threatened to consume him.